screen.
Hello, my name is Kristin Peterson, and I'm a textile design master's graduate from the Estonian Academy of Arts. I'd like to first start by thanking Talking Textiles and the jury for giving me this amazing opportunity to share my work. The title of my project is Revisit. It is actually a part of my master's thesis, which aim was to analyze the role of the designer in the process of post-consumer textile waste recycling. My choice of this project was motivated by the environmental problems caused by the textile and fashion industries, especially related to the growing piles of post-consumer textile waste. I was fortunate enough to participate in an academic research project managed by the Sustainable Design and Material Lab in Estonian Academy of Arts, and the aim of it was to seek solutions to the local textile waste through developing new materials and products out of it. And inside the project, the old garments were collected with the help of a local NGO, and due to lack of recycling technology here, the textiles were all sorted and cleaned by hand, and then afterwards mechanically shredded, as you can see here on the photos. My personal research angle in the project aimed to find solutions to the textile waste by using machine knitting as a method, and to see if it is possible to develop knitwear from the material. Of course, this walked hand in hand with the process of yarn development. And in addition, I wanted to investigate also and observe how different methods and approaches of the designer influenced the process in general. The inspiration for the designs goes way back to my childhood, where I spent most of my summers with my grandmother, who used to knit, and the weaving complex braids and sweaters with skilled hands and incredible speed was her passion and work in one. And I think now maybe it's a kind of a tribute to my grandmother's work, why this became an inspiration of my work. Using the iron cable knit pattern as a reference, I started sketching the collection outfits one by one, and my aim was to keep the structural feeling of the cable knit, but approach it in a more spontaneous and modern way. As the process of the mechanical shredding of the fibers make them very short, it is vital to add some longer fibers into the yarn in order to make them strong. And for this reason, I contacted many farms in Estonia and finally got a hold on Sireli farm and used their leftover wool from their Estonian black face sheep. And here you can see some photos of me just going through the piles of sheep and sorting it. As I wish to have a point of reference and a comparison, I decided to use also some local alpaca wool, which has also long fibers and is suitable for yarn development. And the development of yarns took place in Vilma Wool Mill in Tartu University, where we developed semi-worsted yarn from the textile waste while adding lamb wool into it. The knit collection started off with testing the yarn, which was yarn from home textiles, as you can see here on the photo, a lighter yarn. The pattern inspired from the cable knit pattern was developed on a domestic machine, and the technique included partial knitting. My aim was to keep the spontaneous flow and uniqueness, therefore I didn't use any pattern cards throughout the whole collection. And after some trials and errors, the yarn was strong enough, and I continued with knitting the first two outfits. I also added using some blue yarn, which is made from denim, and the light one is from home textiles. The third and the fourth outfit, the designs of it required a stronger yarn, which is where I went back to the yarn development process, added a bit of lamb wool inside the yarn so that it will be stronger, and also doubled the yarn, where you can see in the middle on the sweater, to make it extra strong. So to test out different ways and methods. On the right hand side, you can see an outfit made from lamb wool, using wool yarn from lamb wool and t-shirts. And I also tested with alpaca and went on the hardest way and used the cable knit pattern to test the yarn in the most roughest way, so to say. But it ended up turning to be a very durable yarn, and the heavy knit is actually a very soft one and came out to be quite a unique piece. It contains 40% of recycled denim and alpaca wool of 60%. In the final outfit, I wanted to use as much of the waste wool as possible, to use everything that I was sorting from the previous photos you can see on the slides. And therefore, I developed a pattern where I can put the waste wool inside the knit pattern itself, which created this very, very thick and soft structure. And it ended up being coming out as a heavy, warm vest, which has quite of a unique structure. Contains 40% of recycled home textiles and 60% of lamb wool, the yarn that I used. And analyzing the process afterwards, I concluded that it's important to involve the designer already at the material development stage, and that one well thought out of choice of source of material made in product development can offer solutions to many, actually several local waste problems. From the textile waste generated, at least here in Estonia, it is possible to develop yarn suitable for hand knitting machines through the mechanical processing, and they're
Five minutes.
of it. And I'm glad, yes, and I'm glad to have been representing it to you. Thank you.